Welcome to The Short Score, your weekly update of roping news from around the industry, where you can find the latest on the sport from the pro rodeo ranks to the jackpot world. I'm Taylor Vollen, and I'm your host. Welcome back to another episode of The Short Score. It's your host, Taylor Vollen. It's Saturday, which means I'm bringing you another bonus roping.com tip. Plain and simple, nobody likes to miss, but it's important to get the most out of one when it does happen. In this roping.com audio clip, Charlie Crawford explains how breaking down a miss the right way can turn into a productive tool to help increase catch percentage.
Anytime you miss right there, anytime you miss, you got to remember what it looked like. Okay? That's productive. If that rope hits up underneath the right horn, what's it telling me? Okay? I'll tell you. Give me your rope. So let's go. You hang on the coils, I got your rope. So it's important to know how to catch, right? Because what's the most important thing about team roping? Right. So what happens when you miss? Okay, what happens when your loop comes in and hits the steer in the back of the head? Most of the time, most misses are a game of inches, okay? Usually if you give yourself another throw, you're not going to miss. But every once in a while, there's a mishap. So if my loop's coming in right here and it's hitting underneath the right horn, what's that telling me? If I can remember what that loop looked like, then I can start being productive. This is your top strand, okay? Top strand's right here. Top strand's controlled by your index finger. Okay, the reason they call it top strand, it goes to the top of the steer's horns. Okay, if it hits up underneath the right horn, like that, what's it tell me on my next one? Raise your top strand up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Instead of it being too low, bring it up just a little bit. From there, maybe to there. Just a little. Okay? It's just a game of inches. When you start being productive like that, here's what I want out of you guys. How many times have we been there? Had that practice on Friday. Roped 2 horses, roped 4 on each one, and it was just lights out. Great start, head loops were sharp. Felt like $1 million leaving the practice session on Friday. Get to the rope on Saturday morning, first one hit him in the back of the head. Does that set the precedent of the rest of the day? Does that right there stay in your head where then you miss another one? Then you're in your head and you're questioning everything you've ever done and trying to figure out all that stuff? Y'all been there? I have. Been there a lot. Okay? If you can be productive, you can change it. But if you otherwise, if you hit it in the back of the head like, oh, I suck, and then you start trying, then you visualize it again. Man, you visualize that same run. Don't do this. Don't do that. Now you're questioning everything you've ever learned, and you miss another one. Then it becomes like quicksand. Did y'all know what happens when you get into quicksand? The harder you try, the more you sink. Okay? If your mindset is going in the wrong direction, you're going to be trying harder and it's going to be sinking any faster. Then for long, what do you want to do? Go home. I should have never entered, right? Man, I wish this rope would hurry up and get over with. It's going to be one of those days, and then it just multiplies, right? Okay. Here's what I want you to think. If you missed one, how do I fix it? What happened right there and how do I fix it? It's important to know how to catch. It's just as equally important to know when I miss, how to fix it. So in that way, it's like, okay, hit behind the right horn, got it. If I just raise my top strand up a little bit and I got the next one. When you get that mentality, you can't wait to get in the box. You're going to actually walk up to the announcer and go, hey, can you roll me again real quick? Because I want to run another one. That makes sense. That's what you want. You want to get in there where you have that mentality of like, all right, yeah, I hit up underneath here. If I do that on the next one, I can, and then after a while, you're like, you can't wait to run that next one because you know you're not going to miss again. That's warrior mentality. That's productive mentality. That's what you want right there, okay? That makes sense? That way, and most of the time, your loop's going to tell you what your hand's doing. So that's why it's very productive. When you missed one, if you can visualize what happened, then it gives you little clues on how to fix it.
Don't forget to head on over to roping.com today and sign up. You can use the code THESCORE15 for 15% off. With thousands of instructional videos and personal guidance for ropers of all levels, roping.com offers ropers an elite inner circle to learn from some of the winningest team roping legends in the industry like Jake Barnes, Matt Sherwood, and 26-time world champion Trevor Brazile. Join now for only $29.95 a month and take advantage of step-by-step tutorials, run critiques, private member-only Facebook groups, live stream event coverage, and so many other benefits available exclusively to Ropin.com members.